Hello and welcome back to Survival Saturday with Johnny Tiger on November 18th, 2023. Before we go into today's episode, let's listen to our message from our sponsor.
Welcome to my parlor. Welcome, traveler, to the Hidden Corner Finds. I am Joanne, and this is my humble store. Pull up a chair, stay a while, make yourself at home. What? Oh, you want to know what I'm selling? Everything and anything. In short, I have a passion for. Ugh, why did it just bleep me? All I said was, I have a passion for picking, I said. Yeesh. You can't say anything on YouTube these days without this censorship. Anyways, as I was saying, I have a passion for picking. For me, there is nothing more satisfying than a unique and forgotten item and uniting it with someone who will really appreciate it for years to come. Whether it's a soapstone carving, an old book, or simply a mug to make you laugh, I try and find something for everyone. My goal is to make you a confident buyer. Older items often have a lifetime of stories to tell. I strive to describe the good as well as the bumps and bruises they've experienced along the way. It's important that the pictures reflect what you will receive. To that end, I always encourage questions and will do my best to respond as quick as possible. Appreciate you stopping by the store. If you can't find what you're looking for, please don't hesitate to contact me. I'm always looking for new ideas and will keep an eye out for your item in my travels.
Honey, what the happened to my action figure collection?
Whoops, gotta go. Bye.
I don't know why the audio, the sponsor message, is cutting out like that. That almost seems like it cut out at the same spot as it did yesterday, so I'll have to look into that. As far as I know, there's nothing wrong with the audio file itself, so I don't know if it's a network connection or, yeah, not sure. Anyway, let's get to today's episode. This is going to be a little bit of a wordy, more lecture style episode. Hopefully, we won't be too long-winded, but I feel that this is something that's very important that need to be addressed, yeah, especially when it comes to self-defense and survival. Many times, I have spoken to people uh, and regarding is there a need to learn how to fight? Is there a need to learn self-defense? And there seems to be a specific camp of people out there who their thought process is, I don't want to learn how to fight. I just need to run away. That's good enough. Uh, People talk about fight or flight. Well, in my case, I just need to flight, and everything will be okay, right? Well, um, let me be the first one to say you're not exactly wrong. You're not exactly wrong. In fact, the idea of running away is a good one. It's a really good way to survive, especially in a conflict where there might be weapons involved, uh, or multiple people, multiple assailants. Running away is not a bad idea. Um, as considering that you are able to do it. Now, uh, I want to before we go any further, I want to tell you guys a little true story of um, my own experience with regarding to this same topic. When I was in high school, uh, there were a few blindness-related organizations and blind uh, instructor. Sorry, I just found the. I'm just adjusting the camera. There were a few blindness-related organizations and people that supposedly came around to teach blind people self-defense. And this lady from the U.S., uh, I I'm very I don't want to give her name or anything. Like, she did her best, I guess. But her training was just rubbish because her way of teaching blind people self-defense was essentially, if someone grab your throat, you kick him in the groin, and then you turn and run away and yell for help. Really? Lady, lady, blind people turning around and run away, screaming for help. We wouldn't even need the attacker to hurt the blind person. The attacker just have to stand back and watch, wait for that blind person to trip down the stairs, and everything from there on will be simple for the attacker. Yeah. So no, not a very good idea to teach a blind person to yell for help and run away. Okay. So this is, of course, some people will say, well, that's a very extreme kind of scenario. Obviously, if you're in a wheelchair, if you're blind, that's different. Then you can't run away. But the rest of us, there's nothing wrong with us. We can see where we're going. We have working legs. We can run away. We don't need to learn how to fight. And I hope that you get to enjoy that privilege for as long as you can. But just know that there are going to be situations where you can't run away. And today we're going to talk about that. Why can't you run away? Even though you're not blind, you're not in a wheelchair. Nothing wrong with you, really. Well, let's look at that. We have 4 simple points I'm going to make for you to tell you that yes, running away is a great idea when you can do it. But, but, it is still vitally important to learn how to fight so you can run away. Okay? Number one reason why you might not be able to run away is you may be physically impaired somehow, right? You're thinking like now you're watching this video, you're awake, uh, your eyes work, your leg work. But what if you're drunk? What if it's in the middle of the night and someone break into your house, you're fast asleep, and you're waking up, you're groggy, you don't have your shoes on, broken glass everywhere on the carpet. How are you going to run away? You can't. Okay? So you might be physically limited or physically impaired in this situation where you need to learn how to fight. Otherwise, you can't run away and you don't know how to fight, you are sitting duck. Number two, you may be limited by your location. You might be in a place that you just can't run away. I don't know about now, but when I was in high school, and admittedly, that's a long time ago, uh, a lot of people who made it their business to beat up people, including bullies and thugs and hoodlums, they knew that especially if they know that you're a good, fast and good runner, the way to get you is to get you in a phone booth. Yeah, okay, nowadays you don't have phone booths as much. We don't have payphones as much. But you still have to use the washroom, right? A lot of people got messed up in public washrooms, in phone booths, when they are at the bank, when they are looking at the ATM machine, and there's that partition on both sides. The person come up behind you, slam you in against the machine. Where are you going to run? You can't run, right? So there are many, many circumstances where you're going to get maneuvered into a situation where you're in a corner, you're in a location where you simply can't just turn and dash away, right? So you might be limited by your location. That's number two. Number three, this one is very simple. You guys need to think about this one. What if the person attacking you runs faster than you? That's not impossible. You it admittedly, if you are really, really good at what you do, if you're a really fast runner, if you have great endurance, it's less likely to happen. But it can happen. And then what? Right? Now some people will say, well, yeah, but if you stay and fight, what if the person's a better fighter than you are? Well, at least that then you have one extra option. Okay, if you can't outfight them, you can outrun them. If you can't outrun them, then hopefully you can outfight them. If you can't outfight them and can't outrun them, then hopefully you have enough money to make them happy, right? So that's just the more option you have, the better. Number four, what if this person cannot be avoided, right? Yes, you might be able to run away today, but what if this is a bully that goes to the same school as you? What if this is a co-worker or someone who works nearby in the same area and you just can't avoid them continuously? Yes, you can call and report them to the police. The police will take them in and question them and maybe lock them away for a couple of months. And then what? They come out again and you have to worry about looking over your shoulder every time you go to work, every time you go to school, right? Now, this is something that I want to segue into something about learning how to fight, learning how to defend yourself adequately with force if necessary. If I'm being harassed by this big guy, this Bruce, this big muscular guy, okay, every time he sees me, he's going to punch me, slap me, smack me about, and let's say I have my eyesight. Let's say I can run away today. I can run away tomorrow. This me running away does not stop him coming after me. He might even think this is fun. He might think this is some kind of a game. He might think this is exciting. It's all about it's turning into a roadrunner, coyote situation. He make it his business to catch me. But if instead of running away, one day he approaches me and he grabs me and starts smacking me. I whip out my knife. I didn't kill him. I just carve off his forearm and I run away. I will bet you that after this, he's never going to do this again because it's no longer fun. It's not fun anymore. Now he realized that he can get hurt really bad. He can probably die. Okay, that's the difference it makes to know a bit about how to defend yourself, how to get physical if a situation calls for. Last but not least, one more reason to think about why running may not be a possibility is you may be with someone who you need to protect. Okay, you might be the best runner in the world. You may be fit and strong and you can run for hours. What if you're out with your 70-year-old parent? What if you're out with your friend who's in a wheelchair? Okay, that's that's a situation where you really have to think about. Like, because I hope you're not thinking about running away and leave your parent or leave your friend to fend for themselves while the attacker is getting all pissed off. I hope you're thinking about maybe you need to stay and fight or find a way to get someone to help, right? So there are many situations where running away is simply not a good solution, as I have uh, barely scratched the surface today. And I promise I try not to be too long-winded. So we'll just call it here, call it quit here. I think I already adequately described enough scenario where running away is not going to be the solution, and learning how to defend yourself, how to go on the attack, how to hurt your attacker would be something that you need to do. And these two things don't need to be, they're usually not mutually exclusive. I'm not saying that you have to pick between running away and staying and fight, and you fight to the death or run away. It's not that kind of situation, right? Sometimes you fight like I just demonstrated, you cut up their forearm with a knife, and then you run away. Right? It's as simple as that.